Another day, another blessing. Another day, another opportunity. And I'm just up early. It's my off day. Usually I work overtime, but shit, got a doctor's appointment. You know what I'm saying? New year, make sure my shit floating straight. I couldn't sleep. I woke up early and I couldn't go back to sleep, so I went to the gym. I came back to the crib, took a shower, now we finna head out. And then I'm finna go pick up my dog after that. My son. So we on our way. Feeling good today, man. Woke up early. I mean, I know I said that before, but I'm just feeling good right now, man. Man, anybody who going through some shit like I was a couple of weeks prior, man, that's all right, man. It's just a phase. You gotta think of it as a phase and not forever, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I feel good right now, man. Can't explain it. And I miss my little nigga, man. I'm talking about my dog, of course. That nigga like my son. You know, of course, I ain't got no children right now, but you know, that nigga bad as fuck, you know what I'm saying? That nigga been on the chain ever since he was old enough to be on the chain in the backyard, you know what I'm saying? So when I got my shit, when I got my own shit, my own place, my apartment and shit, you know, that nigga bad as fuck, you know what I'm saying? He doing pretty good for an outside dog, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes he be fucking up, like, you know, sometimes he might piss somewhere, he might, you know what I mean? And I had to get some space from that nigga, boy. Shit, I miss that little nigga, man. It's been like 2 weeks. So once I leave my appointment, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up on my boy and get him, man. Straight up. What y'all on today? What y'all got planned? What's up, man? You miss me? Ready to go home? Yeah, let me chop up.
One day is hate or support, but once I don't make it a course, we'll pull on like that man on the horse. I need
YouTube, what up? Damn. Right now we got 3 unwritten rules usually broken in hip hop. In parentheses, ghost writing, snitching, and fake toughness. And shout out to Stunted Growth. Just shout out to Stunted Growth, period. This is his channel, Stunted Growth Music. But Stunted Growth originally came from sports with basketball. You know, I know that because I listen to his content all the time when I'm at work. Yeah, usually when I'm at work, I just listen to it and shit, from basketball players to niggas in the rap game. Like, one of my favorites, I probably say, is the why Rockefeller Stunted Growth. Like, I fuck with bro. And the only reason why I'm really doing this shit because this is really what I'm interested in, like videos like this. And man, I fuck with Stunted Growth, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. I don't know the nigga real name, but I fuck with your music. I mean, not your music, but I fuck with your videos a lot. I've been listening to you for at least almost 2 years now, so shout out to bro. And I just thought it was long overdue for me to make a reaction to it, and it might not get a lot of views, and I really don't give a damn. I'm enjoying making this shit, straight up. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it, man, and I'm gonna go ahead and make my points. If he brings up something that I feel like I need to speak on, and we can debate about it in the comments, man, straight up. So this nigga is hella slept on. He be making some good ass content, man. It just be crazy, man. Like, I mean, he's doing good, but he could be on I mean, it's coming. But you know, some people's journeys take a long ass time, you know what I'm saying? But he makes some fire ass content, I ain't gonna lie. Let's go ahead and get into this shit, man. If y'all like the video, man, that'll be very helpful.
Was hip hop unspoken?
Iceman, we're cell block 4 in Augusto. Take it or leave it.
All right, guys, let's get it started.
CB4.
In today's feature, I'd like to do something a little different and talk about a few rules hip hop unspokenly took on, but as we'll see today, have always been broken and or covered up. In no other genre do these things matter, along with only in rap can you be both criticized and praised just the same if you fall under one of these categories. Since I can remember my first experiences as a fan of rap music, I learned and thought I understood one of the very first rules that under no circumstance can another MC write your lyrics for you. If
Boy.
such was the case, you were disqualified immediately from top rap.
Like, a lot of people like to say Drake is the GOAT for this generation or period. And Drake is hella talented. Like, I love Drake. Like, his earlier shit, like, I feel like Nothing Was the Same was his best shit. Like, he is one of the best rappers, like, talented rappers. But ever since Meek Mill exposed that he had a ghostwriter and shit like that, and then I end up finding out after that Kanye West made that, wrote the song Find Your Love, I'm like, God damn, like, Drake, I thought Drake was the one. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that should just put an asterisk on your name. Like, in my opinion, bro, like Drake, like on fucking Rich Flex. I'm not Rich Flex, but Her Loss, the album and shit. He got so many records on there that's straight up fire. But how many of those did he actually write? Type shit. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. It's just crazy, man. Once you're accused of having a ghostwriter, it's really never the same. It's never the same. And yeah, man, like that shit. I found that shit really hurt my heart, man. I ain't gonna lie. And especially for that nigga that talented, you know what I'm saying? That's just one of them.
List, although that was another unwritten punishment that by the era we currently live in, you can easily overcome and still sit at the top of the game and garner the same amount of respect from your peers, at least to your face and on social media. Behind your back, what they'll say about you is a different story. It's a rule I agree should be upheld because there's nothing worse to me than listening to a rapper specifically that didn't actually sit and create those stories from his own perspective. Instead, for whatever reason, he or she uses the insight, creativity, and writing skill of someone else and release.
And shout out to Quentin Miller, man. He did a Vlad TV interview. You know, I mean, they're coming out, like bits and pieces are coming out. And he's telling this story and shit like that. But, man, it's just crazy, man. Like,
This it as their own. Another unwritten rule I learned for better or worse is that under no circumstance, if you are privy to information that could be used to damage someone else by getting them entangled with law enforcement, you should share that information. This rule falls in the context of are you a civilian or not. To which of you are, then it doesn't apply and you should tell if it helps make your community a better place. But as a rapper, under no circumstance to my understanding was telling aloud. This, of course, has been bent and changed time and time again depending on who you are, how you've been able to spin it, and whether or not the masses like you or your music enough to give you a pass. I agree with this as well because being a rapper...
Man, T.I. ain't snitch, bro. Don't even put him in that light, bro. On God, friend, this is common sense. This is thinking with logic. A lot of niggas don't think with logic. Bro, if a homeboy is dead, he passed away, and you're able to get out from a devastating charge by blaming something on him, and he's dead, duh. Like, I mean, he dead. You telling on a ghost. He doesn't even exist anymore. In the living world, of course. Man, that's what I'm saying, like, imagine if you pass away, knock on wood, and your homeboy use your name, bro, you already gone. You don't even know what the fuck's happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe that's telling, bro. Like, I don't believe in that shit. Some motherfuckers still be like, man, they thinking off emotion and they ain't thinking logically. Like, for real. Like, real shit. Like, motherfucker like to say T.I. snitch. Man, fuck all that shit, man. T.I. ain't no snitch, bro.
You knowingly sign up for this one, and it still allows a civilian who didn't the freedom to eliminate unsafe behavior from their environment. In 2022, it seems rapper after rapper break this rule to some extent, to the point it's as if it doesn't even matter anymore, and you can still have a career. And then there's the fake tough guy. You know, the one that became tough after adulthood and screams at his phone angry at the other side, but you see them in person with a can of pepper spray by yourself, and he, along with his 10 other friends, all run away without you being harmed. This one is annoying because again, when it comes to rap music, there's nothing worse than finding out a song you like isn't coming from a genuine place. In 2022 though, this artist can still be celebrated by fans who could care less if the demeanor is real. They just want to see the show. As if they're living through the artist or watching an action movie play out in real time. These unwritten rules, I think, distinguished hip-hop from other genres to a fault or not.
Bro, stop putting my nigga Tip on there, man.
Fading over time, and you have what we have today. A sea of rappers that mostly sound, act, and dress the same in an era where you can no longer tell who is who. Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music. Let's get it, man. This video is sponsored by Loops for Producers, the #1 site to get sounds for your pitches. Unzip the file. This one is one of the more touchy subjects in rap, but since the beginning of time, it's a rule that has been broken under the guise of, well, I never said I was the best rapper anyway, so be it. Or in some cases, the criticism for breaking this rule is just ignored by the rapper and his fans follow suit and ignore it as well. The best current example of this is Drake. Drake is undoubtedly the biggest rap artist in the game at the moment, mainly because whenever he releases, he sells the most records, and even to have him featured on your song can mean a jump start to your career like no other. Just ask the Migos, I Love McConan, Blackboy JB, or even stepping outside of rap with The Weeknd. He's even loaned his star to already existing rappers like Rick Ross, French Montana, Meek Mill, and even Kanye West that all at some point benefited from being given a Hot 16 from the Six God himself. But in 2015, Drake was somewhat exposed for using now-known ghostwriter Quentin Miller on what many call his best album of all time. If you're reading this, it's too late.
And like I said, bro, when I figured that shit out, man, when I was, I was hurt. And I was hurt, man. Like a mental asterisk appeared in my brain, like when it came to this man. Like, I had so high regards for Drake, and he's still one of the greatest talents in rap. But I can't put him as he can't be the greatest rapper ever to me. You just can't. As bad as I want to say, man, okay, man, just look at all the success he's got. It's just my mind, my heart won't allow me to be like, yeah, Drake is the greatest ever. I just can't think like that. I can't do it. My heart won't let me, even if my mind wants me to. Type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Funny enough, it was exposed by a rapper in Meek Mill whom Drake has helped in the past through collaborations, who you could argue owes a great deal of his success to Drake. This angered Drake, and he and Meek Mill went back and forth, or should I say back to back, and in the end, Drake still remains the biggest rapper in the game, and he and Meek...
Oh God, that record, I remember that shit came out, man. Everybody, boy, I thought Meek Mill was finished.
Has since mended fences, while the exposed ghostwriter Quentin Miller has been discarded by Drake, beat up by Meek Mill, and had his career taken away for the most part. Not to worry, nothing new. 1979, the Sugar Hill Gang's biggest song, Rapper's Delight, a hip-hop classic, wasn't actually written by them. It became the first rap song to hit top 40, written actually by Grandmaster Caz. Eazy-E, Boys in the Hood, written by Ice Cube. Ghetto Boys, Mind Playing Tricks, entirely written by Scarface.
What?
Kanye West, Father Stretch My Hands, written by, of all people, Drake.
What? I ain't know my Playing Tricks on Me was wrote by Scarface. Oh man, and that's one of the realest raps. Damn.
I guess in return for Kanye writing one of his biggest songs, Find Your Love, in 2010. These, to name a few. So-called rappers like P. Diddy, Dr. Dre, and more have made it known and get a pass for having ghostwriters almost every song, furthering the fact that in rap, when it comes to ghostwriting, it's a huge part of the game, used by just about everyone. When I heard Jay-Z didn't write Lucifer, I lost hope. Broken unwritten rule number
Even Jay-Z, like, I can't say Jay-Z the greatest rapper. You know what I'm saying? And Jay-Z is a great rapper, but shit, it's just crazy, man. People will do anything, which, you know, is understandable. You know, you do anything to remain on top. But when it comes to hip-hop, like being a rapper, like, you just, like I said, you can't have motherfuckers, man, you can't do that, man.
2, snitching.
Hey, I'm on that Hugh Hefner shit, man. If I ever was to have to go sit down 20, 25 years, the time they let you sit at home with your family, I'm bound to go get my breast dead. I'm bound to get my titty dead so I can do my 25-year have me some fun, man. I don't get tired, Kevin.
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and
Corvette.
This rule is a touchy one because the line where snitching is drawn has become so vague and distorted that rappers can easily toe or move that line how they see fit, and depending on the artist, their music still becomes a success. Being a civilian, it really matters none to me, but when you sign up to be a rapper, I believe you sign up to abide by this unwritten rule and accept the consequences you've gotten yourself involved in if caught. It's only fair. For an artist like 6ix9ine, who's an admitted snitch and once seen in 4K telling about activities he's been involved in, even if it meant football jail numbers for his once gang, has to now live with an entire industry disowning him, but celebrating a guy like T.I., caught with a gun in the early 2000s along with his cousin Toot, agreed to cooperate by placing the blame on Toot, who was murdered during the trial, and T.I. went free.
Smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guarantee you, well, I can't guarantee because I don't know T.I., but most likely, if his cousin was still alive, T.I. would have sat down and did his time. Or his cousin might have took all the blame, for all we know. But since his cousin passed away, he just made a chess move, man.
Becoming one of the biggest rappers ever from the South and never really being held accountable by his peers. Most recently, the RICO case against Young Thug and Gunna. Gunna, of course, took a plea deal after serving 215 days and was released right before Christmas, December 14, 2022, after telling the judge, court, and whole world that his former crew, headed by Young Thug, YSL, is a gang, and he did see gang activity happen in YSL, and he was in a car with Young Thug, and the gun and drugs weren't his. Many are defending Gunna as not being a snitch, but in my opinion, an elbow point to your friend while saying to the principal you don't know who stole Mrs. Percy's shiny red apple is telling. At the very least, cooperating, especially when it makes your co-defendant's trial that much more difficult to fight because of your testimony. Unlike 6ix9ine though, not many rappers outside he and Bobby Shmurda have denounced Gunna since his plea deal, almost as if because we like you, we'll just move this goalpost over here.
Man, I remember that shit. I remember this era.
Broken unwritten rule number 3, the fake thug.
Okay, no matter
To
what
me, there's
anybody
nothing
say,
more
Soulja Boy
egregious
is
than
still
this.
gonna do it.
Yet in this new era of this list, it matters the least. First off, being a rapper in theory shouldn't mean you have to be a thug. But when you portray that image in your music, appearance, and on social media, you should have to prove that was either who you were back then or who you are now, which would not be smart. So if you're not committed to accepting these consequences, please don't fool the fans and act tough. Half the time, we don't believe you anyway. Nevertheless, rappers have always been known for being CB4s for the most part, and nowadays record labels will pay you if you can portray this image almost like an actor flawlessly. Hip hop has always been about competition, and in competition, there's a certain bravado used to intimidate opposing rappers that can mean elevating to a bigger platform in rap. Even to the point a former corrections officer can become one of the biggest rappers in the game at one point, even after lying about it at first before having to own it when the evidence was too thick. The fake thug image has become the norm in hip hop and is an unwritten rule broken so many times that fans at this point can't even tell the difference who's real and who's fake.
Right, dude. God, I just love that I don't give a damn hip-hop attitude. It's so real.
All in all, these unwritten rules can matter in different ways depending on who you're speaking to, and as a rapper, clearly isn't the be-all end-all to your career. There's a certain level of hypocrisy that has always gone on in hip-hop that says these rules can be broken when convenient, and depending on whether we like you or not. You wish there was a little more consistency either way, like if it's now accepted, then let it be for everyone, so there's not so much pressure to be something you're not, and we as fans can get pure music from a place we can believe. Maybe it'll send a better message that crime isn't cool to kids unless you want to be in a position you have to snitch or be fake for labels and the internet, or that accepting intellectual property that isn't your own and releasing it as that is disingenuous to fans. So just be yourself. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music, and I'm out.
JC, I'm gonna call up JC. Shout out to JC, man. I love your videos, man. If y'all like the video, show my boy some love. You can just look up Stunted Growth, period, and his shit gonna pop up. You know, he got music and he got basketball or whatever, athletes. So I'm gonna fuck with y'all in the next one. I'm not gonna record until Saturday because I gotta Friday I gotta move to another apartment unit. So I'm gonna be busy and I'm gonna be working. So I'll see y'all Saturday.